Fan films. We've all seen them, we've all heard of them at least. Whether it be something like Darth Maul Apprentice, a Star Wars fan film, or Batman Dying is Easy, the Batman fan film by Bat in the Sun. These are projects that are created by fans for fans, often showing stuff that we as fans haven't seen yet in movies, storylines that haven't been adapted from the source material, or something that's completely out of left field that has never been seen before. One of my favorites is Troops from 1997. It's a Star Wars fan film, one of the first fan films to ever be created, and it's sort of a cops parody that follows stormtroopers on Tatooine doing their day-to-day work. I think it's really funny, and it tries to humanize stormtroopers way before the sequel trilogy tried and failed to. However, today's topic is unfortunately none of these fan films, which I highly recommend. I'll link down below in the description. Today we're going to be talking about Spider-Man Lotus, a fan film that was once praised by so many people for being so genius and so ahead of its time, that is now mired by accusations of racism and bigotry. So how did we get here? We're going to go through a timeline of events. This is the rise and fall of Spider-Man Lotus.
Look at what you did.
Our story begins January 16th, 2021. An Instagram account named GJK Central formally announces that a fan film called Spider-Man Lotus is going into production. The account is run by a man named Gavin J. Knupp, who had previously spent time writing a 10-season fan project called Spider-Man the Series. Ultimately, it was never made into an actual series, but was more of a writing project. On the same day of that announcement, an actor named Warden Wayne was announced as playing Peter Parker / Spider-Man. For the most part, Wayne is just a Z-list actor. He hasn't really been in anything noteworthy before or especially after this incident. Between February and April of 2021, the suit is revealed, and honestly it looks really cool. It's a one-to-one perfect adaptation of how the suit looked back in the 60s when it was created by Steve Ditko. This is what really got eyes on the project. I remember seeing this suit and the pictures that were taken of it everywhere, all over Instagram and social media. This was big. If you were in the community, you know all about this. In the spring of 2021, the supporting cast was announced. Shaun Wythe, Tuyen Powell, and Mariah Brooklyn were announced to play Harry, Gwen, and MJ respectively. In the spring of 2021, there was an Indiegogo campaign going at the same time as all these announcements were being made, and this was to help fund the film. When it closed, it capped out at over $100,000, making this one of, if not the most expensive fan film projects in history. The plan was to shoot this movie in the summer, and with that announcement came another announcement, the casting of the young boy that Spider-Man would be interacting with for most of the movie. This was an adaptation of the comic book storyline, The Kid Who Collected Spider-Man. In June of 2021, Spider-Man Lotus finally started principal photography. They shot on location in New York City, and a little less than a month after filming started, a teaser trailer was released. Finally, on October 28th, 2021, the full trailer is released. And at the end of the trailer, you can even hear a little laugh that implies that the Green Goblin is going to be in this. This is in spite of Gavin's previous statement saying that there would not be a villain in the movie. In late October, early November, Gavin received a DM from Jon Watts, the director of all the MCU Spider-Man movies. Watts complimented Gavin on the trailer, and he seemed very enthusiastic about it. Around the same time, a picture would be released of the battle-damaged Spider-Man suit, and this would eventually become a meme later on, and I think it's still a pretty funny image. Also in November, Gavin's father, who was an airline pilot, happened to be on the same plane as Andrew Garfield, of course notable for playing Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield said that he was actually very interested in the fan film and couldn't wait to see it. Now, not much really happened until the week of what some people call the reckoning, or when all this information started to come out. But we did get to see some snippets of CGI, some set photos, and even a better look at the suit. Many call this the calm before the storm. And when I say storm, I mean it was a shitstorm. Past messages of Warden Wayne, the actor playing Peter Parker, have surfaced, of him being very racist. Multiple DMs are also released of Gavin, the director of the project, where he says some also very, very racist and bigoted stuff. Screenshots of his messages also arose and saw him use the N-word and the R-word, as well as insult Watts after Watts had praised Spider-Man Lotus. The actor who played the Green Goblin also came under fire because he said that while he didn't support the messages, he wasn't too bothered by some of the racist stuff that was said. Now here's where the real M. Night Shyamalan plot twist happens. The person that leaked all these DMs was a very good friend of Gavin. Former friend, I should say. They were very upset that Gavin didn't really involve them much on the production, and apparently they had a big falling out that resulted in all these DMs being leaked. In the blink of an eye, everything fell apart for Gavin and the rest of the cast and crew. The entire movie leaked online, as well as the final fight, the screenplay, and even the look of the goblin, which was kept under wraps for the most part. It was such a weird situation. Now apparently the movie is still happening, despite pretty much everything being leaked already and there being no point, and the entire production being all but tainted by the actions of the lead actor and the lead director. Apparently he's shooting for a 2023 release, but I doubt it. The ironic part about this is, the entire point of Spider-Man Lotus is Spider-Man blooming like a lotus flower following the death of Gwen Stacy. He learns to atone for his mistakes and become a new person. A better person. If only Gavin could have done the same. The film now lives in infamy. Even though it hasn't been released, people still joke about it to this day, talking about how this is the racist Spider-Man film, and they hope that this Spider-Man doesn't interact with Miles Morales in the new Spider-Verse movie. I think it is interesting though, seeing how quickly this entire project just collapsed in on itself. There's a really good video by the VFX artists that were working on this film before all this stuff happened, and I'd highly recommend go checking that out because they give a lot more insight than I think I ever could. I'm sort of just giving a quick recap here of everything that happened. It really is a shame because a lot of the VFX here looked fantastic. It was the strongest part of the movie, if I'm being honest. I also love the Green Goblin design. I think it looks so sick. It reminds me of the old Sam Raimi design before they came up with the whole motorcycle helmet type deal. I would also like to thank Twitter user @TheTrickArrow. I'll include a link to their page as well. They're responsible for kind of getting all this information together and making it into a thread. I saw the thread and then went, hey, that'd be a really cool video that I'd like to talk about. So here we are. In case you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Cole McCormick. I'm from Firewood Media. We make a lot of short films here. We do discussion videos like these, movie reviews, what have you. There's a playlist on the channel called Firewood Media 101. If you want to see some of our original content, feel free to go check that out. I just want to know though, what do you think about this whole Spider-Man Lotus thing? Let me know down below in the comments. Do you think it should still be released? Should it be forgotten to time? Just curious to know what you think on this. Either way, this has been Firewood Media. Thank you so much for watching.